Thank you for tuning into The Disclosures with Peter the Insider and Jessica Arael Marrocco. Peter is the director of the 12th Division of the ACIO, Advanced or Alien Contact Intelligence Organization. Jessica is a galactic liaison and interdimensional seer. Together, they will discuss the most current updates from the ACIO, Council of Five, and other extraterrestrial sources. Make sure to post your questions and comments below. Disclosures, insider intel that keeps you updated with planetary changes.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today on Disclosures. We have another show today, and I am joined here with Peter the Insider to talk about some of the topics of the day. And without further delay, here is Peter the Insider.
So I want to say hello to you, Jessica, and to all of our regular and maybe not so regular listeners.
Okay, so we're going to get right into it because we have some topics here. And the first one is I saw this was being sent around to the public of a time traveler from the future makes a bizarre prediction warning people to stay inside. And so a man claims he is a time traveler from the future and that the Earth will experience 3 days of darkness in the next 5 years. In the video on social media, on TikTok, he claimed the world would be plunged into darkness for 3 days straight, but that the light would be seen coming from the pyramids in the sky. He told people not to look at the pyramids and has warned people to stay inside. The man has joined a growing list of TikTok accounts to claim that he's come back from the future with, unsurprisingly, no evidence whatsoever. So, and the video, of course, got about 400,000 hits, and people want to know what's going to happen in June 6th, 2026. So since we talk about the future all the time, Peter, and the ACIO knows about the future, I thought, you know, when these things go around, it's nice to have your opinion and not just your opinion, even your data regarding it. But before you say anything, I'm going to share something that supposedly this is what it sounded like.
Your eyes.
Attempt to make contact.
Close and secure all possible entrances to your home. Switch off all lights. Do not look out of any windows. Do not respond to any knocks on your windows or doors until the all clear is given. Remain silent at all times. Do not attempt to interact with anyone outside of your home. Do not attempt to investigate any noise which emanates from outside your home. Do not attempt to investigate any lights outside your home. If you see any unidentified figure inside your home, or from the corner of your eyes,
Attempt to make contact.
close and secure all possible entrances to your...
Because everyone's, is this a joke? Isn't it a joke or something like that? So, what's your thoughts on this, Peter?
It's very easy. Question to this questions, respectively. The one answer to all of possible questions this video can lead to is very easy. It's bleed through from another reality.
Okay, so this person's not just making this up. He, what is he? Is he traveling? Is he from another reality?
Time traveler from another reality. Yes. Yeah.
And there's quite a few of them. It sounds like, according to TikTok, there's quite a few that are coming out and warning people about different things.
Yes, that's true.
How do you? I mean, I guess it's best for me to run these things by you because, I mean, of course, there's frauds out there as well, you know, that are just like trying to get clicks and get attention. But this one, do you recognize who this one is that shared this information?
Yeah, he's from another timeline, so technically this is not, let's say, that big deal. Once he's from another timeline, we can be pretty much okay.
Yeah, and you're aware of him.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
as I said, we can be pretty much okay. It's technically it's fine, or it will be fine from this point of view that this will not occur, this will be not strange occurrence within our reality. Nope.
What's the deal with the pyramids that they said that they were seeing? I mean, is this a group from Sirius, or is it
Yes,
another group? Yeah.
serious. Yes, you are right.
What are they doing in that other reality, if we're allowed to ask? Are they taking
They
over
are
that
doing
reality?
they are doing experiments with free energy sources, and you know, it's kind of, let's say it that way. Free energy is good. There is no question asked. Period. End of story.
Why are they so that they don't want people to go outside because what? There's going to be a different kind of energy field that's being emitted.
Yes,
or?
that's the stuff. It's pretty much, it will be like some sort of irradiation, and you know what I mean. We are not ready yet.
All right, so they're experimenting over there before it happens here. Is this a another context of existence or another
Yes,
parallel?
another no, not context of existence. Another. It's kind of, let's be correct. In this, from this point of view, it's kind of hard to say what it is, but if it is context of existence, it's timeline or whatever reality. Let's make it like that. It's context of existence, because we don't know if it is timeline, if it is reality or something like that. Yeah. Context of existence. Yeah.
And they're already in the year 2026. They're already there, right?
Give me a second. They doesn't necessarily need to be in there, because they can play with time. They can mess around with time and space.
I see. Okay.
This is the case here, if we want to call it that way. Case. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think, and if you look at both of these links, I think there's a point where it might have been in this other one, but I don't want to bring in the sound again. Where they talk about there is you don't have turn on any lights, so there's no use of electricity and only candles.
Yes, because as I said, as low energy consumption, I mean artificial energy consumption, it will be at that time, then better.
Okay.
For us. It
Yeah.
is like that. It's very easy. Very easy.
Does that context of existence affect us when they do these experiments?
And there is the problem. We cannot predict it. I mean, for sure, we cannot. Nope.
Do you think it has anything to do with the cracks that we're getting, or?
This is it. I'm sure that it has something to do with cracks, but how it will, and bleed throughs, but how the hell will it go in the real time, in the meantime? I will be so happy if I will be able to say. I don't know.
To know the outcome.
Yes, if I will say, I mean, if I will know, or if I know. Nope. I don't want to say something I am not sure of. I'm not sure about. No, I'm not.
Just one last question regarding that reality. Are there aspects of people that are here in this reality also over there?
You know, this is the this is very complicated topic, because in most realities and most timelines, technically most contexts of existence, if we want to call it that way, most properly, it's tiny little aspects and fragments of us mutually connected to each other. And every day, even tiniest little, choices is, affecting mutually the realities, and it's extremely hard to to explain, because the problem with CVD, how can we say, the madness and people being like some sort of dull and don't want to live the life and all kind of the stuff, they are in depression. It it created negative hive mind,
Yeah, I think so too.
like skeptical hive mind, if we want to call it that way. Skeptical hive mind.
Yeah, and well, fear. If you think of all the things that people experience as fear, not wanting to leave their homes, and it's kind of that's what this whole thing reminded me of. Don't
Yep.
go outside, stay in your homes. So maybe that bleed through, or that kind of thing where we're feeling like we can't step out or whatever. It seems like an echo of what we experienced with the CVD.
Exactly. Exactly. Because many experts are saying it, like, hey, people, open your eyes. If you believe that this virus will disappear and something like that, no, it's blah blah blah. No, it will stay with us for years, maybe for decades. They are saying it openly, loudly, that we need to, I don't want to say to accept it, but to be prepared for this option.
We're supposed to be in fear and not
I don't
operate
want
in
to
our
say
lives.
fear. I don't want to say fear, but many, you know, specialists, in virology, and those kind of epidemiologists, they no, it's like they are like, okay, but we can help. We are helpless against this, and they and this is that kind of crazy idea that you once you want not only like left the country, but not only country, but for example like US, you've got 50 states in US, yeah.
Yeah.
So from state to state you need to have a passport, or how can we call it, what, ID or something like that.
Some of them, not all of them.
No,
Some states.
but I'm saying how they want to do so in perspective on one or I don't know, like 2 years, all around the world, all around the globe. And technically, countries, they will not join this initiative. They will be like hermetically closed, like no flies. No, I mean the borders will be totally closed or something like that. This is not something like I am making up or I am spreading fears or so. I've got this from 4 valuable and total independent sources that they are preparing this crap.
Yeah, no, you told us about this a while ago. You
Yeah.
told me that they pretty much want everyone to just stay in their own towns. They don't want anyone to go anywhere. But
Respectively, EVS, you need to get. Yes.
and why are they I mean, we're not supposed to really be talking about this, but yeah, let's
Yeah, but
you know what I mean? So we'll eliminate
because
the word with the
technically
V.
we don't know. It can maybe create too much heat. Yes, that's true.
But
Yes.
I think I I mean, it's still unlawful. I mean, we know that it's an experimental, you know,
There is
whatever
no
they're doing.
doubt about that. No doubt
Okay,
about that.
so maybe we can shift to another timeline where we don't have to be subjected to that, because
It's not so easy, believe me. I mean, I will be goddamn happy if it will be so easy. It's not that easy, believe me, because collected hive mind. I mean, those masses, like 90 what? Phew, not 95, 97, 8, maybe 90, almost 99% of people. They are, you know, like laggy, waggy. They don't care. They don't care. You know, they are like.
well, there's heavy brainwashing going on. I mean, I can't turn on the TV or the radio station or drive down the street without seeing signs forcing people, manipulating people to go ahead and
But yes, you
take
are
that.
right. You are right. That's a problem. That's the main part of the problem. Yes, because
Okay.
it is attacking people from everywhere.
Yes.
It's true. Yes, this is true. Yes.
And you know,
Yes.
it's using guilt. It's using
And that's the
all
main
sorts of
part of the
things.
problem, because, like, what the heck? I
So
mean,
there's
this.
1,000 lawyers and 10,000 doctors have filed a lawsuit for violations of the Nuremberg Code. And I will read down further. The Nuremberg trials of 2021, a large team of more than 1,000 lawyers and over 10,000 medical experts, led by Rainer Fulmick, has initiated legal proceedings against the CDC, WHO, and Davos Group for Crimes Against Humanity. And, you know, and you can see I can't quite read a lot of this stuff on here for right now, but part of which violates the Article 32 of the Geneva Convention. And so there are some people that are proceeding forward, you know, to try in regard to some of this information, but we'll have the link there for people to look at.
Yes, because I think we will get too much heat. I think. Am I right?
Yeah, we talk any further about it. So nope, we're gonna go back over here, and I think it's right here is where we want to go. Okay, so we're going to get back onto the ET topic. And here is UFOs, hovering craft swarming U.S. Navy vessels possibly coming from an underwater base. And it looks like that's just some kind of graphic that they created. I don't think that's real.
No, it is not. No, it is not.
Right. It's a stunning 18-second clip allegedly from July 2019 of a spherical unidentified craft swarming a U.S. Navy destroyer, the U.S. Russell, at night had earlier been sent anonymously to filmmaker Jeremy Corbell. The footage was supposedly a part of the classified briefing led by Pentagon into unidentified aerial phenomenon. And so there's there was that coming out of the water, and then on top of that there was this one right here. The U.S. Navy photographed and filmed pyramid-shaped UFOs. Now we just talked about pyramids, right?
Yep.
And what's going on with this group here from Sirius? And I believe I can play this. We'll cut off the sound. And so, and there they are. It's kind of. So what is going on here regarding their presence, Peter? I mean, are they working with the Intergalactic Council, or are they just?
Yes, but this is the problem, because sometimes, you know, they are doing what they like. That means bad stuff for us. And this is very big concern from ACIO's point of view, because they don't care. I'm talking Intergalactic Council. They are like, you know what? Do whatever you like, and that's the problem from my point of view.
Yeah. Well, the last time you said that, one of them tried to come through my window.
Yeah,
to go
I
Mexico.
am not surprised.
You
I
got
am
me
not
in
surprised.
trouble.
No, I am not surprised.
Because I mean, like you said, that they have their reasons or whatever for non-involvement, but at the same time, they don't want us to say anything negative about them. So I guess that they I don't know if they're showing up at through your windows, but you know, I just don't. And I told them, I said, you know, I think that they do have an awareness of that these things are problems. I don't think they've completely left us in the dark. But I wasn't about to argue with them because I felt like they were trying to help us. They weren't really angry at me, but they were like, hey, we are here. So maybe I don't have a visit like that again. It would be good.
Yeah, they will be much better.
Yeah.
That's for sure, Dan. Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of don't want to get into stuff with them. All right, so here is the alien chupacabra that arrived in a UFO takes a stroll in Bolivia, the media says. So alleged alien reportedly left only circles in the grass on the site from which it supposedly departed to an unknown destination aboard its craft. And a suspected extraterrestrial creature has been spotted in the city of Santa Cruz in Bolivia following an alleged UFO sighting in the area. The Daily Express reports, citing local media. According to the newspaper, the alleged alien was described as about 30 centimeters tall and resembling a mythical folklore creature known as the chupacabra. The creature's arrival was reportedly preceded by some sort of phenomenon in the sky, with bystanders witnessing a halo of light in the sky. As the object entered the sky, there was a crash like thunder. A UFO enthusiast named Javier Aliaga said, furthermore, the characteristic of this object is as if it were throwing fire. The alleged alien creature eventually departed aboard its craft. The newspaper adds, citing the eyewitness, with only circles in the grass being left on the supposed takeoff site. So, what's your thought of that, Peter?
I mean, those kind of small guys, you know, they are making their observation, and believe it or not, but they are measuring all kind of anomalies, like for example, what? Radiation anomalies, don't know, for example, like gravitation power and anomalies, all kind of that stuff. Because believe it or not, most people, once I say, for example, like what, radiation anomaly, of course, big radiation, no, because technically it can be low radiation. Because without radiation, believe me or not, but any living organism will technically turn to dust, some sort of ash. It's weird. Once it will lose complete all the radiation, and there are certain species, their UFO aircraft are literally sucking out all kind of radiation from vast field. I mean, that means like big, you know, diameter, and you know, characteristics of the whole field. It was affected like that by phenomenon, something like that. They changed very drastically. They will change, and those guys are measuring it. So they are some sort of, let's say, you know, they are observers making, do you know what I mean, like their measurements, and they are making those, you know, notes and getting to special appropriate commission for that, because it's
Okay.
quite a good stuff, quite a good way how to determine which kind of species used any specific type of type generation of their you know, spaceships, space rockets, you know, let's say it that way.
Now, my understanding, I actually had an encounter with a chupacabra.
No, give me a second. I'm not talking about chupacabras. I'm talking about what they are in real deal. Chupacabras, I mean real chupacabras, right? Are completely different story. Nope.
So these guys were not really chupacabras. They made themselves look like them.
Yes, exactly. It
Oh,
was.
I see.
They were doing shapeshifting. Yep, because they don't want to to look suspicious, and according the laws, right? Local laws. From their point of view, it will worth much better to look like chupacabras than to look like they look, I mean, their natural looks. Do you know what I mean? Because they are quite a big. I'm talking about what is big? 10 feet or so. So quite a big, you know, I mean, tall and all kind of that stuff.
What species is this? So which race of ETs are we talking about?
Armin. Yeah, Armin.
ARMIN.
Yep, exactly.
And where are they from?
They colonized too many different, you know, too many different star systems in the different galaxies.
Is there
And
like
it's kind of hard to determine which is their origin, which one is their origin.
I see. But they work with like the Council of Five and
Yes, definitely.
okay. I've
Because
so
their data, you know, are very big, can become very handy while monitoring, as I said, of you know, moves, and I mean appearances and disappearances of certain species. And if you want to ask me, no, I cannot talk about which kind of species and what's their purpose of their presence, because it's still ongoing mission, and from my point of view, it's not good that this phenomenon is not under control, because those kind of, you know, spaceships slash aircraft, they are creating imbalance, like disbalance, like it's bad, because their engines, I mean, do you know what I mean, the systems, how they are appearing and disappearing, it's kind of very weird as mix between moving through the I mean linear moving through the space, and then they, once they hit certain point, they are teleporting. It is creating how can we say it, like almost some sort of like malfunctions, something like that, within you know, times the chronospherical context of existence is bad. And this is it. I mean, I am very uncomfy with this, and it's way too complicated to get rid of this BS. Yep.
No, what I was going to say is that I actually had an encounter with, I believe it was a real chupacabra, and he was really close to my face, and he had a lot of blood in his mouth.
Okay.
So, was that a shapeshifter or was that a real one?
Oh, I've got, to be perfectly honest, I've got easy question. Sorry, these need to be edited. I've got easy answer to this question. The color of the eyes. Which was the color of the eyes?
Red. They're
Yeah,
bloodshot.
so that was
Bloodshot.
so that was real chupacabra.
Yeah.
If we are talking about some sort of like dark red, almost like wine-ish red, so it was real chupacabra. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what he said to me is that something about they didn't have any more food on their planet, and so they have come here, and so they're like, I don't know if you'd call a vampire, or just that they live off the blood of different things.
They are not vampires as a vampires. They are, let's see, some, how can we say it, like opportunists vampires. So sometimes, from time to time,
It's more of a food source rather than just like, deviant, right?
No, they are not only. Only, do you know what I'm trying to say? Getting on they are not getting just. Living from bloods. It's blood. It's not true. No.
It's flesh too, right? They're eating flesh as well. And plant life.
Yes, but not only blood and flesh, as I said. Nope.
Yeah. Okay. Why do you think he showed up? Was he wanting to communicate? Was he?
Definitely, he wants to communicate because he was attracted by your, open channels.
Yeah.
You've got opened channel and channels. Sorry for that, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Nah,
that's what it. I felt like he wasn't threatening me in any way. Okay. Let's see. All right, so the next topic is Martian plague. Bringing samples to Earth could cause devastating pandemic, scientists warn. Now, with all this talk about, Mars colony and so forth, and a lot of people traveling to Mars.
MCC? You mean MCC, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and Mars Colony Corporation, for all of our listeners, maybe don't know what we are talking about.
Yeah, it's either that or I'm not sure. But what they're saying is researchers on Earth are looking forward to investigating the first Martian soil samples in upcoming years, but scientists argue Martian life forms living in them could leak to Earth and potentially cause a new and devastating pandemic from which we have no defense. Has this already happened? Has this Martian flu that they predicted already affected us?
CVD, you mean?
Is that a part of it?
Yeah, part of it. Yes, yeah. You are right. Yep.
Because of so many people already talking about it, we know that means that they're already experiencing being there. Yeah.
Yes. Because technically, it was top secret. Like high level of. You need to have high level of security clearance in order to get to public with it. But since it was 2019, everything changed because they prepared. They prepared with everything with leaking CVD.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And technically they set everything, all kind of the stuff about being on Mars and working for MCC, once again Mars Colony Corporation, and all kind of that stuff, because previous 2019, they were like, I don't want to say it was complete nonsense, but it was like let's say more stories than revelation. Yeah.
Yeah.
But since then, holy crap! And it was let's say like some sort of preparation for revelation and releasing CVD and all kind of that stuff. No, everything is part of bigger plan. Like it or not, it's true.
Right. You know, I think it's the turn of the century, like early 1900s. They were talking about Mars exploration way back then, and visitors from Mars, and all sorts of activity preparing for what happened. You know.
Yeah, but we need to talk about because that it wasn't like many people say it was in I don't know either US, UK, nope. It was technically at that time, right? It was Russian Empire. Because it wasn't like Soviet Union or something like that. So it was because there were Tsars, Russian
Yes,
Empire.
so that was last Tsar was.
Yes, and then it was China, practically in the same time.
And yeah. What, that they were involved with Mars?
Yeah, of course they were at that time. It was crazy.
Visitors from Mars or humans from the future that were in Mars coming back?
That was good question. That's good question because it looks like they were shocked, and once they came back, it was some sort of like they were like, how can we say it? They experienced something really odd, something like they were in shock, and it was like, okay. And that was during Cold War, once there was this mutual US-Soviet program, and they said that at first, during the first missions on Mars, that they met their mates, that means Soviets and Chinese people on Mars as a time travelers from future. Yeah, but not from 21st century. No, from 26th century. 2500. I don't want to say nonsense. It was like 64 or 65, something like that. Yeah. Something like that, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of wild, this kind of imagination. Isn't it wild? It's like, what the heck?
Well, you were talking about and I'm trying to find this one link. So Tom Cruise is doing a movie that's in space. He's going to do a movie in space. He was working on it now with a Russian woman.
That's true. It will be first movie made in space. Actually, that's true. Actually, it's true. Yeah.
And he's doing that with a woman from Russia who was very well qualified. I guess she had to be able to have all of these physical attributes, as far as like her physical strength, her speed, how far she can swim, that sort of thing.
Yeah, but technically we need to consider fact that Tom Cruise is one of very few actors that he don't need to use how can we say it, like those people, they are making those kind of stuff like like stuntmans. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
He never used stuntmans. He did everything with with himself. It's crazy, like.
Yeah, you look at him and you say, I've seen him do some really crazy stuff, and
yeah,
I'm sure he he doesn't have any fears or limitations, and I know that
Yeah.
his belief system, Scientology, probably helps him remove that. But it's like a
Yes, and it's kind of, I don't know what the heck should I think about that. It's crazy, isn't it?
yeah, but it's also like part of like a super soldier, right? His abilities are very super soldier like.
Yeah,
He's enhanced.
you can bet that you are right. Yep.
Yeah, and he's
Yep.
even getting older, and he's still doing things like this.
Yeah. Yeah. You
Yeah,
are
it's
right.
that humans have explored the space around planet Earth for 60 years now, meaning most of the dramatic firsts. But Russia figures it's a good time for one more, the first film to be shot at outer space. Just like in the old days, it's the race with the United States to claim achievement. Russian space agency Roscosmos announced Thursday that it has selected a crew to headline the film, which will be called Challenge. The movie will star actor Yulia Peresild, 36, and be directed by Klim Shipenko, who's 37. And there she is right there. But I was reading up on her and how she was, and there he is talking about the movie. He still looks fairly young.
Yeah, you are right. You are right.
So, but she went under some like a competition in order to get this role. I guess you have to be extremely physically fit.
Yep.
So anyhow, there's another collaboration between Russia and the U.S. So, which is interesting.
Yep. But technically, for me, it is not interesting to be, to be honest with you, because it's like, it's
been going on for a while, and then
for quite.
And we're talking about the leadership, the early leadership, or the royal family from Russia being in China.
Yeah, but technically, that's the stuff like Russians and Chinese. Government, respectively leadership, they were fearless to experiment, but it was like it was very often with a lot of sacrifices. There's like, screw it, we will do whatever we like. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of the people
were
affected by that were part of the space crew. There was collateral damages, I'll say it like that, right? There were losses of lives that were part of those teams that were willing to take the risk.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, you were kind of in that category as well, Peter.
Yep.
Right? I'm sure you've been through a lot of areas of risk.
Yeah, but I like the risks, I don't like to be bored and it's like, playing with four fingers, do you know what I mean? And sitting in front, behind the table in front of the computer and be bored. No.
So that's why you still go on missions and go to different locations.
Yeah, but technically, look at that. I'm obligated from my position, not only within ACIO, but in the army, to write, books, to write, lecture books, how to train recruits, cadets, And how the hell should I do it properly without getting what the heck is going on in actual situations within combat? Mm-hmm. It will be nonsense. It will be BS. This, like it or not, it's true. It's true.
Yeah. I was talking to someone that has a military background, and he said to me, I know that some people have questioned some of the information on my show, and and he mentioned that he recognizes that over the years some of the problems we've had has been from a lot of trolling. But he did say that the people that are in the military are people that have done special forces and so forth, they know what you're talking about, Peter, and they can validate it. And so those are the type of people that have been reaching out to me. And you just can't hide. If you've been doing this type of work, you have certain types of knowledge, and it's just becomes very transparent for people who know what to look for.
But this is it. For people, they know. That means they really were or they really are in this field. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And people, they have no military or I don't know, let's say, information services background. It's like they have no goddamn clue because they have no opportunity to say, okay, yeah, he's right, or now he's saying some sort of random BS. It's like their own intuition and period. Do you know what I mean? But people, they were involved, respectively they still are. It's easy. It's easy, They cannot deny. Fact is that let's say they know the things, and let's say there are only two ways. Either they don't they don't want, or they cannot say it loudly, I mean publicly. But they know the things. Am I right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can talk about something related to space and or anything military, and if you're incorrect, someone's going to challenge you and say, yeah, that guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And that's not been the case. And over all these years that I've worked with you, there's not a single person that has said that you were incorrect in your information regarding the military. So, and the other things that you can't validate, well, you can't validate it because it's either it hasn't happened yet, and it's a couple of years too early, because we seem to have like a gap between
let's
when
say
you say something
between 1 or 2 years. Once I'm saying something, and then it's it will happen like between 1 or 2 years in the future. Am I right?
Yeah. And we have proof of that as well with all of the old shows. You can listen, and I still have people listening and say, wow, that was talked about way back then. And I said, yeah, we've been talking about this for a while. So,
yeah.
But anyhow, we can move on to the next topic. And
fine.
This one, I don't feel it's political, but it does lay out that he has a plan to control the global internet.
From my point of view, Xi Jinping, I don't want to say he wants to control global internet. Let's say from this point of view, China and Russia are planning to open their own internet.
I see. So that it's almost like
version of internet, because there are 13 huge super nodes. That means, like, for example, once you will open in US, you will open some sort of Slovakian, or I don't know, like Slovak or Czech website. So try to guess, open map or go to globe and look at that, how far it is. And okay, it's fine that you need to write after all the length of URL .sk for Slovakian, or .cz for Czech like website, or PL for Polish, for example, or HU for Hungarian, right? But technically, it will not reach out throughout all kind of this crazy long distance. No, it will direct you. Sorry, firstly, you will be directed in. There are two nodes, big nodes, huge nodes. In one in Canada, one in US, and then it will ping you throughout another parts of those huge nodes. In one is in Western Europe, and it's like in, just by the way, in Czech and Slovak border. So it's kind of interesting. You know that we are that important from internet's point of view. So it is like that. Do you know what I mean? And they want to get rid of let's say, how can we call it, Western influence of internet. But it is not, let's say, Western, because how can we call it properly? Like Western is standards of internet, all kind of another world, respectively all of all of the users, or most of the users, like 95, 96, maybe 97% users of internet all around the world, they set it up. They accepted this kind of, like, like Western system of internet, and they don't want to accept it anymore, and they want to create it, their own. They want to create their own version of internet. That means China, Russia, all and kind of another post-Soviet Union countries, Mongolia, all kind of that stuff. And another, let's say, outer world, another world's internet will be still accessible, but Western countries, respectively, another world, will be not able to enter their internet. That's it. Huh?
So they're trying to block off like a World Wide Web. They want to have, just web related for certain nations.
Give me a second. They don't want to because, for example, now in China, YouTube is completely blocked, right? For example, or VPN is very strictly controlled. That means a virtual proxy network. What can make you completely anonym within the internet? But the stuff is that okay, we can make you free. Do as you like. Do as you do. What you want. But go the heck out of our quotes in quotes playground, like sand playground. Do you know what I mean? They will completely cut out their part of internet. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
I do. I actually had this conversation yesterday. I have a friend who was a professor at MIT, and she has a lot of international clientele. And so she's pretty much retired from the university, but has, continued to maintain different types of relationships. And she went and visited, I think, about 2 years ago to China. And I think she was based in a university where she had access to the internet and to Facebook. And as soon as she stepped out of the university, she no longer had access to it. And
access to what? Access
to the
what?
internet or Facebook, or to Facebook, I believe, in particular.
But give me a second. While she was in China?
She was in China. She was at one of the universities, and I think she said Shanghai, if I recall the conversation. and the people were very open. They were, somewhat very familiar with Americans, and she was working with them.
Yeah,
and then,
but for example, they don't use Viber or WhatsApp. For example, they've got WeChat, like we are like both of us, and chat. Do you know what I mean? Like communication,
Mhm.
or it's very, but it is not China special. It's for Asia. For example,
Yeah.
it's very,
I see.
it's very popular. I don't know in Japan too, but like QQ, two Qs. It's very popular in Asia too, not only in China. So it's kind of, how can
kind
I
of
say
their
it?
regional
We cannot blame certain regions to have their own system. For example,
No.
to be in touch, stay in touch in Russian means v kontakcie. V, that means in, and kontakcie means that means stay in touch, be in touch. And technically that's the Russian Facebook, and pretty much I don't know any Russian which don't have the Kontakte account. But it is not only in Russian. In pretty much all of post-Soviet Union countries, it's widely popular. So this is it. This is it, because like it or not, in many in many, those kind of Western social media or whatever, within certain topics, once you start to talk about certain topic or topics, you can create heat. Because many people will say, no, you cannot criticize, I don't know, do you know what I'm trying to say? Some sort of, I don't know, like Russian leaders or Chinese leaders, but it's kind of complicated, do you know what I'm trying to say? Because even using Western social media platforms, you can create heat. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Right. I mean, I understand that, and I think it makes sense that everyone should have their own regional means of social medias, and as long, I mean, I think internationally, though, people being able to interact with one another,
Yep.
Is something different. So this is what this article looks like, is if there's like a universal global internet. And
but this is it, okay, because now we've got 13 nodes, huge node servers, and that's the stuff that from time to time, because sometimes they are maintaining one or whatever, and they are redirecting the stuff, and what the heck is going on, the servers start to overheat or something like that. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of complicated process. And the reason is because, like it or not, it's officially it's like 1.43 billions. No, it's not true. China got 1.6, almost 1.6 billions of people. Look at that.
yeah, that's
because technically, once they will have completely their own platform, it will, let's say, internet will be more easy to access, because look at that, once they can rely on their own system, it will be much easier to other, do you know what I mean, people all around the world to not to get redirected. Do you know what I mean? It will be easy. Yeah.
Who's actually in control of this huge World Wide Web that we're interacting through right now?
It's Mariana Web. It's technically deepest part of the internet. It's technically even like we've got what we have. We've got surface web. No, it's indexable web. That means like you open Yahoo, Google search, Yahoo, Google, Bing or whatever. Then you've got still, and you can get hits, like, you know what I mean, some sort of what you can see on those engines. But like it or not, it's only 0.03% of the whole internet. Then you've got surface web, what you can still get on the via normal browsers like it's Chrome or Firefox or whatever, Opera, you know. But most normal search engines are not indexed them. They are not indexed by this. And then you've got hidden web. It's not totally not indexed at all, and you need to use Tor, I2P or Freenet or whatever. Then you've got dark web, and then you've got Mariana web. That means like Mariana Trench, you know, like approximately 7 miles deep. Do you know what I mean? In the Pacific Ocean, and you need to maintain this part of internet via quantum computers. Yeah, that's it.
Wow.
So without quantum computers, no internet.
And so is it a variety of different nations? People coming from different nations that are working on all this?
All the superpowers have quantum computers. It's not true that, I don't know, US only or UK only exclusively. Nope. Believe it or not. But USSR was the first one. They've got quantum computers. They're much bigger than US quantum computers, but fact was that quantum computer was settled in Dubno, in former Soviet Union, now in Russia. You know, Dubno. Yep. Mariana Web. Yep. It's kind of, it's myth. But it's true, but it was never officially, how can I say it? It was never officially, let's say, how can we say, like, proven it exists, but it exists. You know?
Yeah, you know it exists. It's just that they don't know if they really want to share with the public that it exists.
So Soviet Union, you mean they've got this huge computer in Dubno, what still is technically.
How do you spell that, Peter?
Yep.
Dubno.
Yep.
And
in Russia, it is in Russia right now. Yep. Yeah, and it is technically, you know, the fact is that it's a research center for radiophysics and all kind of that stuff, you know. And it was very first and extremely, super powerful quantum computer in the world. Fact is that it was huge. The energy consumption and all kind of that stuff, it wasn't effective, let's say. Yeah, this is it, what I'm talking about. This is it. Yep. This is it. Look at that quantum computer.
This is reverse time using quantum computer.
Yeah, this is it.
Moscow Institute Physics and Technology team with colleagues, US and Switzerland.
Yep. But technically that's the stuff, you know, like they've got this technology like in second half of 1970s, and people in US or in UK, they have no goddamn clue what the heck is going on. And the fact is that the Russians, let's say, accidentally, they get it out. They need to prove that something like that exists. during involvement in first phase of you know, of civil war in Lebanon, you know. So that was it, because they used certain types of weapons. They were developed on thanks to the calculations on quantum computers, and Americans, they have no goddamn clue what the heck is going on.
So they reversed this so it wouldn't become a major event. They did the reverse quantum.
Yes, technically in US they've got their own quantum computer, but it was small, it was easy to maintain, it was not complicated, and fact is that it was like really, let's say, how we can say it, low end in comparison with that what they've got in Dubno in former Soviet Union. But it's as I said, Dubno, this quantum computer in Dubno was huge. Yes, it was really powerful, really complicated, but you know, there were upsides, you know, I mean, like plus, but cons, I mean, like downsides. It was huge, it was, you know, it was like energy consumption. It we can how can we say, like in slang, it needs a lot of juice, you know, electricity and all kind of that stuff. And then they shut it down. It was like in 1986 it was shut it down after Chernobyl incident. Yeah, it was shut it down. Yeah.
Not this one. This one still exists, right?
Give me a second. The original one was shut it down in 1986. They didn't do anything pretty much for 5 years. And after fall of Soviet Union in 1991, they started a new project, and they still are leaders in quantum computing. They've got quantum computer what is only, let's say, normal room, what is like 20 to, let's say, 15 or something like that feet or something like that. So 6 meters, like 4.5 meters or something like that. Normal regular room, and it is goddamn crazy powerful. You know, they are leaders in that. Yeah. They invested a lot. They invested a lot to quantum computing technology. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
They have a so-called local perpetual motion machine of the second kind, and was published in a paper to discuss the violation of a second law via a device called the Maxwell's Demon. And Maxwell's Demon teleports entropy out of a qubit. So, interesting. So they're really, you know.
But this is it. I'm not saying nonsense. I'm not saying nonsense. Nope.
They also talk about this is something that, you know, a lot of people have studied in school about that Schrodinger's cat.
Yep.
The Schrodinger's equation. And how he experimented with that. That was also teleportation, right?
Yeah, this is it, because from once you cross certain level of power, I mean, like computing power, you how can I say that, like your limits pretty much disappear. It's, let's say, something like, for example, once you are in yeah, that's so nice. Isn't it?
Yeah, the paradox of quantum superposition. The
Yeah.
hypothetical cat may be considered simultaneously both alive and dead as a result of a fate being linked to a random subatomic event that may or may not occur.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
give me a second. This is it. I can make quite a good, and from my point of view, quite easy to imagine parallel. Most of us heard about, I mean, technically Concorde. That means normal passenger airplane.
Yep.
It was like 20 years once
Mm-hmm.
they are not flying, but pretty much all the super fighters, all the jet fighters are, I mean like Mach plus one. Do you know what I mean? Mach plus one.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the stuff. Once you are flying faster than sound, pretty much the resistance of the air is extremely is decreased extremely, and fuel consumption decreased extremely. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And that's pretty much the same case with quantum computing. Once you reach and get over a certain limit, you can do pretty much whatever you like. And this phenomenon is calling they sorry, this need to be edited. And scientists are calling this phenomenon limit of stability, or stability limit. That means, yes, okay, everything is super unstable, but it's, let's say, try and learn principle. So it is like, do we really want to mess around with those, let's say, like God principles? Do you know what I mean? Like, because we don't know what the hell can happen. Do you know
Right.
what I'm
I
trying?
mean, it's good if we're, preventing a catastrophic event that hurts a lot of people or destroys the planet or something like that. But when you start getting into the ethics of deciding what happens to a group of people as opposed to others, and or just
This
playing
is
with it,
this is exact. This is
yeah,
exactly what I'm trying to say. Exactly. Yes.
right. It
Exactly.
becomes an
Yeah.
issue. But that's interesting information, Peter. Thank you for bringing in some of this
Yep.
um,
Yep.
topics that I didn't have planned, but it's always nice. You never know what
Yeah,
road
that's
we're going
true.
down.
And I'm, to be perfectly honest, why not? I mean, we can continue, because we've got quite a bit of time ahead of us. So why not? Go ahead.
Okay. So let's see. Is this all right? So we went to that one. This one right here. Again,
This is interesting. This is very interesting. Yeah.
why are dinosaurs in the 16th century painting? And it was a painting by Pete. His name is Peter Bruegel, the
Yeah.
elder suicide of Saul. Saul was one of the kings during the time of King David in the Bible, if you want to find the timeline. But the painting obviously was done in the 16th century, and you can clearly see what seems to be the sauropods in the background. So it's a dinosaur. To my knowledge, dinosaurs would remain undiscovered for centuries. What are these things? And they don't resemble anything other than brontosauruses.
Yeah,
And
because fact is that he made this kind of time travel situation, and he went back. He went back to his kind of actual context of existence, and no one knows about it, what is going on, or what was going on at that time.
this is this guy, Peter, that did the painting.
Yep.
So he's a traveler. And there's another source here. You see what they look like.
Yeah.
And it's pretty detailed in the painting. So he was trying to show that they existed at the time of Saul.
Yeah.
So the Bible doesn't refer to these creatures existing then, but they don't have detail of everything that was going on. Only
Yes, you are right.
Yeah. How do they say? It's not exhaustive. It has, specific things that are in there. So, yeah, I thought that was interesting. Here is another topic. It's a dome-shaped UFO sighting over the North Sea of England and an strange object over Brazil. So over here is something that was seen over England. You can kind of see.
Yeah, we can see it very easy.
I believe this is over the North Sea of England.
Yeah, they are making their own observation. It's normal.
So this is a British craft?
Yep.
Yeah. This one right here, this thing doesn't move. No, I thought of this as being kind of these cracks that you were talking about.
Yep.
And it doesn't move. I mean, they're looking at it, they're waiting for something to happen. And then they go back, and that object is just kind of stationary there.
Yeah, they were here. Sorry, they were there, and they want to. Technically, they don't want. They observed for quite a long time, and actually, they were there for nothing because nothing happened. Technically, happened, but not what they were for. What they were for,
Oh, what were they looking for?
They were looking for heist. I mean, when backed energy is spreading, then they are there. And to be more precise, that means heist for drug cartel. One cartel was for drug and other drugs contraband, and second one for weapons contraband.
And they had this type of technology. Are these a species that's doing this, or are these
species? Yeah.
But they're involved with the drug.
No, they want to monitor it because they don't know why the heck we are so stupid and killing each other. Because yes, of course, once you are making illegal business with weapons, it's way too obvious you are about to kill someone. But technically, with overdosing or something like that of drugs, it's pretty much the same story. Do you know what I'm trying to say? The same case.
Yeah, and what were they going to do if they observed it? Were they going to take some kind of action? Or?
Yeah, they want to prevent it.
Oh, okay.
They did so. They did so for many times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. All right, we'll go on to the next topic. This is a mystery anomaly weakened Earth's magnetic field. And so here again, I was thinking about the leaks that you were talking about.
Yep.
And South Atlantic anomaly, Earth's magnetic field is growing, possibly splitting. There's a splits that you were talking about.
This is it. What I'm saying all the time.
The ESA's Swarm constellation mission satellites, the changes may indicate a coming reversal of the north and south poles because of the splits. A portion of the Earth's magnetic field known as South Atlantic anomaly is weakening and may be headed for a split, shows new data. The strange phenomena is also triggering technical problems in Earth's orbiting satellites. Our planet's magnetic field is an important part of our defenses that protect us from cosmic radiation and charged particles streaming from the sun. The field also is the reason it compasses in the GPS work. It's generated by the ocean and liquid iron in the planet's outer core, about 1,800 miles below our feet. The iron acts like a spinning conductor in a bicycle dynamo, explains the press release from the European Space Agency, ESA, which carries out the research. The iron's flow spawns electrical currents and then generates the planet's ever-changing electromagnetic field. The liquid core, the iron core, behaves like a giant magnet, causing the existence of the North and South poles. So, it's beginning to weaken, and
Yeah, it's only a matter of time, and once we will, you know, see, respectively, we will witness. It will switch. The poles will switch. Yep. Mm-hmm.
That would be completely chaotic on the Earth, then, wouldn't it? If the poles switch, or is it going to be very gradual?
No, because technically it will durate only a few days.
And then, I mean, but we're talking about the whole planet's flipping.
Not planet, poles.
Just the poles. Oh, I see what you're saying. All right, so
no, not planet. Poles. Poles.
Okay, so then what will happen to everyone if that happens? Is it gonna?
Do you know what that will be problem for birds? Because you know they've got magnets, if we want to call it that way, in their peckers. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yep.
So
their beaks.
Yeah, their beaks. Yep. Their beaks.
And so like a homing device or something that helps.
That will be kind of problem. Yeah, that's for them. It will be problem. Yep.
Do you have an estimated time where this could happen?
Nope. I will be super happy if I will say, but I don't know. If I can say, but I don't know.
Do you think Antarctica and some of the projects that they're doing down there is affecting this as well?
I don't think so. I'm sure about that. Believe me.
Yeah, they're trying to change the weather patterns so it melts down there.
Definitely, yes. Definitely. Yeah. That's it.
So then the North Pole is going to get really cold then, or is that?
Yes, but they want to do so. Huh? That's it.
Okay. We talked about all those heists that happened. Here's another one: a Swiss cash truck heist. Suspects arrested in France. And the other reason I brought it in is because look at the amount of money. It's 21.8 million.
Yep.
That they try to steal, but they were arrested.
Yep.
Anything that you want to say about this, or is it just, you know?
Yeah, it's just another, let's say, another part of the pattern, if we want to call it that way.
Yeah.
Another piece of puzzle, if we want to call it like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, this type of stuff, and I know that there are these, what do they call, sundogs or whatever.
Yeah.
However, this one, I mean, they look kind of weird. This one looks like it's in China.
Yeah. They are in there.
And it looks like an eye.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's phenomenon, strange. It's what is it? No, not in China, in Thailand. It's what is it? Unidentified crap. I can't say this.
Unidentified.
Unidentified. It is atmospherical Earth phenomenon. Yeah.
This one is in Finland.
Yeah.
This all-seeing eye one.
Yeah.
But there's something here that people are getting excited about, and this is in Thailand. It's enough that all these people are out there with their cameras and they're looking up. It's probably hard to see it.
Look at that.
What is that, Peter?
Those are the.
So it looks like it's hiding behind the cloud, but it's very bright.
You can.
It's hard to tell if that's supposed to be the sun or what they're looking at there. There's the sun, it's supposed to be up here. This is very like a pink color, or? What do you think?
Yeah, I was like, okay, I cannot speak over the sound. This is it. Respectively, those are it. Like, you know, the side effects of leaks, of bleep throughs. Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Okay, this is MIT researchers saying UFO research could lead to new laws of physics. So they're openly talking about UFOs and that they're researching, because before they wouldn't talk about this stuff. So the U.S. military has started to take reports of unidentified aerial objects more seriously in recent years, even setting up a task force to investigate strange sightings by its personnel. Many of the reports include mysterious objects spotted by Navy pilots traveling through the sky at astonishing speeds and seemingly defying the law of physics. So they're getting
from
more
my
involved.
from my point of view, it's not a big deal, because those spacecrafts were made, developed in a total different contexts of existence, and there were absolutely another, physical, chemical, and biological laws, and it's nothing like that. It's like that easy for them to break our physical laws. Yeah, that's true.
But I think that they're actually, asking MIT to get involved. And then
yes, because, and I will say you what. I will say you why. Because the charge, I mean, do you know what I mean? Like the pressure from the common people, it's that big. And of course, not only pressure, but evidence that they need to do something with it, to do something about it. Do you know what I mean?
And they need someone to work on this.
Yes.
If you have students at MIT, it's a lot cheaper and probably extremely efficient than hiring a whole like elite crew, which they probably do that as well. But
yes,
yeah, or military, kind of elite, so forth. But MIT, they have them do a lot of different things. Okay, so they got this Light-Owl testing air filters system to convert CO2 into oxygen on Mars with a NASA rover, a CEO says. So this is a CNBC article, and they're talking about, converting the CO2 into oxygen on Mars. So here again, another article.
Yeah, go ahead.
Look at, they're doing a HEPA grade filtration. I mean, it's just becoming more common to talk about off-world situations.
Yeah, but this is it, because it's too much evidence all around the world, and not only on internet, but in TV or radios or whatever radio station, and that's it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And official authorities all around the world, and not only authorities, but I don't know, governments and science communities, I mean circles or military, they cannot ignore it, and they cannot avoid to answer those questions anymore. No, they cannot, simply. No.
Right. This was an interesting article from Neoscope. Mysterious biotech startup gave anti-aging gene therapy to dementia patients. So if they have the opportunity to extend someone's life, why are they choosing people with dementia?
Try to guess why. Try to guess why. I will say you.
I don't have any idea why. It seems completely ridiculous.
No, I will say you why. Because they will not, how can I say that, like they've got dementia, right?
Yeah.
So
they won't cause any problems?
They are completely dull to everything what they will or what technically are experiencing, and they will not complain. They cannot complain to anyone which kind of horrifying experiments will be or are making on them, committing on them. That's it. You know what I mean? It's very smart way how they are doing it, or technically why they choose specifically people with dementia. It's crazy. It's like, what the heck? They are acting like animals, and they are misusing those poor people like guinea pigs. Oh, not people. Animals are let's say, behaving like that. People with normal brains cannot do such a stuff to those poor people. No, nobody deserves like this kind of treatment like that. No.
But it's not only that, they want to extend the life of people with dementia.
But once again, because they want to make experiments on them, and they know, they rely on it, that people with dementia cannot complain to anyone. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
I see.
This is it.
Yeah.
This is it. It's crap. I don't want to use.
I don't serious want to side use, effects, maybe.
Yes. I don't want to use inappropriate words.
Yeah.
But do you know what I mean? Maybe.
Yeah. No, I get it. Okay. Here's the next one. This right here I thought was interesting. It's a wristband that they found 400,000 years old, discovered in a Denisova cave. I mean, is this a slave bracelet, or what is this?
No, not slave. It's pretty much
same thing.
Yeah, it's technology for time traveling and teleportation.
Oh, are these pieces still active then? That they have?
If you can, if someone will be able to repair them, why not?
Wow. Okay. And so they found this in I don't know where this cave is. Denisova cave.
I don't know, to be perfectly honest.
But you recognize the technology.
I'm just saying it's definitely not a slave one. It's highly advanced technology.
This is in Russia, in
Yeah,
Siberia.
Altai. Yep.
Hmm.
I mean, I know that it's somewhere in Russia, but I wasn't sure. You know.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's it. What should we?
No, not yet. Just we're
No,
almost there
I mean that's it for this topic. Sorry
with
for
that
that.
topic. Yep. Wait a minute. There's that. And okay. Just a side note that they're halting 2.9 billion contract with SpaceX. Is the move comes after protests from Blue Origin and Dynetics. NASA has told SpaceX to cease all work with their multi-billion-dollar lunar landing contract after two other private aerospace companies protested the deal. Blue Origin and Dynetics both protested the agency's decision to award $2.9 billion contract to build Artemis program's lunar landing system solely to SpaceX, according to The Verge. The Government Accountability Office, GAO, which manages federal contract disputes, is now tasked with deciding whether or not their protests warrant a reversal of the contract. The pursuant to the GAO protest, NASA instructed SpaceX that progress on the HLS contract has been suspended until GAO resolves all outstanding litigation related to this procurement, said NASA in a statement obtained by The Verge. So this group of Blue Origin and Dynetics they feel like he is kind of, cornering the market maybe? Any thoughts on that, Peter?
Yes, technically he wants to control pretty much everything within the IT technology, and do you know what I'm trying to say? It's kind of, and of course expansion of like to other planets. Do you know what I mean? Like
He
that.
wants to be the only one. He doesn't want anyone else.
Yeah,
be a part
you
of
are
it.
right. You are right.
Are you familiar with this group, the Blue
Yep,
Origin and
yep,
Dynetics?
I know what is it, but let's say it's it's an ongoing mission, so we don't want to jeopardize the mission, you know.
Okay. All right. NASA asteroid simulation ends in an unavoidable disaster for the Earth. So this is a simulation that they had.
Yep.
And let's see if the article comes up here. There's currently no technology in the Earth that could stop something like this from happening. Which includes a catastrophe would be unavoidable even given 6 months to prepare. And so this hypothetical impact scenario that took place during a planetary defense conference hosted by the United Nations proved that governments are woefully unprepared for this kind of disaster. So, responding to the news of failure, SpaceX boss Elon Musk said the lack of solution was one of the many reasons why we need larger and more advanced rockets. So what, to get everyone off the planet?
Yep. He believed in that, you know, like crap.
He believes that that's something that's going to happen.
Yep.
Okay, so here's another article.
He believes that it's going to happen. It's going to happen, and that's the let's say, you know, that's reason why he should be the only one. Why he should have a monopoly to build, to create and develop and build those technologies. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. So then there's this movie that someone brought to my attention is called Don't Look Up. And it's a teaser. Here's the teaser on it with Leonardo DiCaprio, Jennifer Lawrence. And it's going to be on Netflix. Don't Look Up trailer is American political. It's a satire disaster comedy film. But I think, it's meant to be serious in a sense about the warning mankind about an asteroid that will destroy the Earth and the havoc it's going to cause. So, it's like they're preparing for something like this. And I even heard that someone mentioned that it might not even be an asteroid. It might be something that they make appear to be an asteroid that causes a
panic, mass panic, yes.
Yeah, like, more of an explosion, but they tell everyone that it's an asteroid.
Yep.
So you're aware of this.
Yes. But we can be pretty much okay because it will happen in different timeline.
Okay, kind of like that other timeline where they're warning us, but it will still have a ripple effect, though, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yep.
Okay. So anyhow, and by Elon Musk using the fear of this event to be able to harness more power and say, I know what to do, I can take control of everything and help humanity and all that, is what's been helping him to leverage this high level of power. Is that correct?
Absolutely. You got it. You nailed it, as I like to say. Yep.
All right. So if I finally kind of getting to the conclusion why there's been so much trust laid in his lap and giving him so much, so many opportunities that, like you said, should have possibly been given to others as well. So it's not just one person in charge of everything.
Yeah.
And I think that's it for today's topic, Peter. I think, we've covered everything that I had and also some of the additional things that you brought up today.
Yeah, I think that it's everything. What should we talk about in today's show? So I want to thank you for another opportunity to be on your channel, and stay tuned for all of our listeners, and till next time.
All right, and thank you, everyone. Thank you for your support, for your feedback, and we will continue to bring in these topics. And remember to subscribe and keep on top of everything that's going on, and we'll continue to share with you. Have a good day. Stay well.
You have been listening to the Disclosures with Peter the Insider and Jessica Marrocco. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Visit www.acio-agency.org and www.readingsbyarael.com. Post your questions and comments below. We look forward to hearing from you. Feel free to support our work. All links can be found in the description. Thank you.